show need to be called David Get a Life. Like, in all seriousness, I just don't under fucking stand. Like, I'm sorry for all the cursing. I'm gonna try not to curse too much, but it's all of this stuff. It's above me. This show is above me. I just don't understand. Like, I don't even understand what we're doing. Like, I really don't even get the point of this show at this point. Like, I was trying to follow along and trying to get it a little bit, but it's so discombobulated. And I mean, I guess that's good because it's representative of her actual life of how discombobulated it is. But I don't freaking know. Like, I don't know. So let's get to it. All right. So we got Tamar. She's getting ready for a show. And I'm sorry, my notes is over here. I might as well just put this right. Y'all know I got a laptop. Okay, so we got Tamar. She's getting ready for a show. She's on her way. I believe she got to be going to, like, where them girls from? Baltimore? I think the Braxtons is from Baltimore, so I'm pretty sure that's where she was going. She's either going to Baltimore or DC, something like that. Okay. One thing I love about Tamar is she is very involved in the production of her shows. A lot of times, like when her I believe that is her hairstylist, the heavier set guy, because I see him with her all the time, and he can actually sing. If y'all ever actually like watch any of her clips or videos, like he be in the background singing too. He can sing down. But yeah, he told her like we have like an hour or something like that for like mic check, and she was like we need 3, and I'm like, yes ma'am, that's Beyonce shit. Like I need to see all of this shit. I need more than enough time to get it all together. So she gets there, starts doing everything. Like I said, now mind you, she couldn't really film all like that in the beginning of the show, or beginning of the episode, because her voice was completely fucked up. She ain't have no type of voice. My goodness, when sis hit that stage, the little clip that they played of her singing Love and War, I said, yes ma'am. I keep telling y'all, on Tamar's worst day, you whores, y'all not seeing her on her worst day, and I'm sorry. I know Tamar, the attitude and everything, but one thing, y'all not fucking with her y'all not fucking with her vocally. Y'all just not on your worst, not on your best day. You're just not fucking with her. You're just not. I mean, not on her worst days. Y'all fucking with her. Just not. Okay. So let's skip on, because what we're gonna skip around a lot of this. We're just gonna get to the meat and the potatoes of the situation. Okay. So David, without Tamar knowing, meets up with Tracy's husband. Tracy, aka her sister. Ooh, okay, I'm sorry I had to see how much time I had. That bothered me. No, I'm sorry. That, now some people might say like, oh well, he was trying to do the right thing, but I just feel like that's overstepping like your boundaries. And I tell you all the time, I've been with my dude for 10 years, and I would never, ever go out of my way to go and talk to one of his. First of all, I wouldn't even, if him and one of his siblings was having a beef. First of all, I wouldn't get involved. Period. Like, I wouldn't even call the other sibling, but I damn sure ain't calling that other sibling significant other without my do not. Absolutely not. Like, I'm sorry. Some people might say his intentions were good, maybe, but I don't like that. That gives me controlling vibes. I don't like that shit at all. But anyway, I do like Tracy's husband. He's a nice guy. So they go out there, and he talks about about how, I guess, like, whatever, the last season of the Braxton family values, how they all got into it. And as y'all know, it's always been like a real tumultuous relationship with Tracy. But he said, he was like, what it gets down to pretty much is that Tracy is still upset about the fact that all them years ago, back in the 90s, when they was gonna sign the Braxtons, but she got pregnant, so they dropped her from the group, and da 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 da. Tracy gives me Spinderella vibes when it comes to this. Girl, you gonna have to let that shit go. And I say this to say, now on the review I just did for Married at First Sight, I did say, that what happens to you, as a child, like, that can really shape you and stuff. But I did also say that you have to make the effort to get past that. And that's what Tracy's problem is. Tracy, that happened before I was fucking born. You need to let that, well, no, because I'm older than her son, not by much. So that pretty much, that happened all the way back in the 90s. Like, you have to let that go. When I mean let that go, you got to let that hurt go. if not for them, you have to do it for yourself, because you holding on to that for all of these years, it's not anything good. And something that Keisha, Color Me Pink, shout out to her, made, which is a good point, is that you acting like the group was successful. Like, it's not like, oh, they dropped you and then they went on to be Destiny Child or TLC. They got dropped. I think like at the end, like the first album that they put out didn't do good and they got dropped from their label. So it's not like you really missed anything, girl. I can understand feeling left out and all of this other stuff, but if that is the root of her problem, she's really gonna have to find a therapist and work through that. Because you wanna know what? They may never, and I'm pretty sure they've probably already had this conversation and they've probably already apologized, but I don't know what it is that she's looking for. But like y'all would say, you may never get it. You may never get it. So guess what? You have to figure out how to move on with your life with something that you may never receive. So Tracy, you need to dig deep down inside, go find a therapist and work that out. And the reason I say Spinderella is because if y'all don't know, Spinderella to this day, has a problem with salt and pepper. Now, granted, her situation is a little bit different because she was actually in the group and she did a lot with them, and then they just kind of axed her out and said fuck her. But when she was on the show that's on OWN or whatever, like that show with the couples or whatever, the therapist said the same thing. You have to learn to let that go, because you are holding on to that shit. You've been holding on to it for a long time. The issue that you have with salt and pepper, you need to let that go. Again, even if they never apologize, you have to have to come with terms. You have to come to terms with that within yourself. Like, that shit is not good and it's not healthy to be carrying around. I will also bring this up. I'll bring this up, like, just to be fair to Tracy. A lot of, on the show itself, it did a lot of times seem as if they treated Tracy like the black sheep a little bit. It did come off like that a lot of times. Um, it definitely came off like that a lot of times. It really, really, really did. But again, that's deeper issues that even that goes all the way back to y'all childhood and your mama and the cheating, the whole little situation. That's something y'all gotta work on together. But anyway, so, oh, and also, I'm sorry, because I have this in my notes, David. I find it funny that you said in the beginning that you didn't want to be on TV. You said you didn't want to be on TV and you was only here for Tamar. But then you also went out of your way to bring Tracy's husband on this show without Tamar knowing, to have a conversation with him. Cut. Ooh, miss me with the bullshit, David. You are full of shit. And I'm going to get to a point. No, because I'm going to say it now because I don't think I have it written down. You're talking about Goldie and everybody else using Tamar. That's what you did. You did that, sir. You did that. Okay, I just wanted to point that out. So anyway, so they had that conversation, and David invited Tracy's husband and her to come to her concert or whatever, which they never came, which I can understand why she didn't come. Also, I will say this, sorry, before I go any further about Tracy, when the whole little situation happened, when all of the when everybody walked away or whatever from We That One season except Tracy, I side with the sisters in that situation. I understand that Tracy gotta eat and she gotta have money too, but you're trying to tell me that none of your sisters, like, unless it was a situation where none of your sisters was gonna be willing to help you, like, financially, then I don't then I can see why all of them was mad at you, because y'all should have did a united front. And I can't speak for Tamar because maybe Tamar wouldn't, but I really feel like if Tracy really, really needed something, I really feel like Tony, Tawanda, I'll even give it to Trina. I really feel like they would have did what they had to do to try to make sure that you were good. I really do. I really don't think that they would have let you and your family fall by the wayside while they was trying to fight this fight. Because remember, this is not 1990 something. Y'all are grown ass women now with a whole lot more leverage as a group than y'all did back in the day. So I did not agree with Tracy when Tracy decided to continuously do the show. I didn't agree with that. That's just me. So anyway, Tamar get on stage. She kills it. Like I said, she sings down. Like I said, Tracy and them did not come. So then we move on to the next day, right? And so Tamar is on the phone with David. I swear to gosh, I'm getting so tired of this man. She's on the phone with him. And I guess the conversation is about whether or not his family is going to come around or some shit like that. And so he's saying, oh, well, my sister and my brother-in-law don't want to come around because they don't really know what Goldie does. And I'm just in here like, before we even got to what Mike said later on, I'm like, what the fuck does your family have to do with what Goldie's doing? Like, Goldie is working with Tamar. She's not working with your fucking family. But anyway, they go back and forth, and he's saying, well, it's not of God, and Goldie, I think she's a witch, and all this other stuff. And what Tamar said, like she been saying, is true. Just because you don't do it, just because you don't understand, does not mean that it's witchcraft. What? She is talking about her dreams. Nobody is talking. It has nothing to do with any type of religion. So you're trying to tell me you don't dream, sir? You don't dream? Is your dreams from the devil? I'm so confused. It doesn't make any sense. It's dreams, my nigga. It's dreams. She's not conjuring up all of these damn spirits. That's not what the fuck is going on here. And so, he then when Goldie comes in like mid conversation, and the one I think, like I said, the hairdresser that she has, he's like, well, I mean, I guess, if you, before she came in, he said, Goldie better not come in here with like all black, because, they going to think something of her. She comes in all black, and he's like, don't worry, girl, come in, we going to give you something. And he goes in the back and gives her like this light pink thing. Fuck that shit. If I'm Goldie, no. I'm not changing the way I'm dressed because this little nigga is insecure or don't know what the fuck it is that he's talking about. That has nothing to do with me. That's his issue, not mine. Then we have him on the phone gaslighting the fuck out of Tamar, trying to make it seem like, oh, if my family came on here and we talked to Goldie, or if we talked to her and found out that it wasn't of God or whatever, that'd make her business look bad. And look, that's gonna be on your show and your platform. Classic fucking, I'm sorry, allegedly abuser fucking methods to try to take some shit and flip it on you and try to make it seem like it's your fault. That man is trifling. Do you hear me? Trifling as fuck. He's trifling. Trifling. He really sat on that phone and said that if it would be her fault. It'd be her fault that Goldie business looked bad. Get the fuck out of here. Get the predator looking nigga the fuck out of here. I'm tired. Like, you can't even keep your dreads done, but you want to talk about somebody. How about we get some witchcraft to get that all together up your head? That's the only thing that's going to help your scalp is witchcraft, probably. Get him the fuck out of here. So Goldie, of course, goes into the back, and and she's having a little bit of breakdown and I understand, because what is all of this nonsense going on? So then Tamar goes in the back and she's still on the phone, blah, 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 arguing, this, that, and the third. And so Mike sits down and he calls David or whatever, because, I'm sorry, Tamar pretty much said, oh, well, I can't force his family to come. And so Mike is like, well, we don't have to do anything with them. Like, we could do it separate. And that's what I was thinking. I'm like, was there a conversation that Goldie was supposed to, like, dream analyze his family? Because I don't understand how the two are going with each other. If you want to show the relationship that Tamar has, like, with his it's not her in-laws, but with his family, okay, cool, but that could be a separate scene. What the fuck that got to do with anything? But most importantly, Mike gets on the phone and talks to David, and David says, okay, because he says to him, well, if you could come here and it could be just us, then you could sit down and you could pick her brain, and you could do this, and you could do that, and you could do this. And he's like, okay, fine, then I'll come. I am confused. Producers, everybody, I thought this was Get Your Life Tamar Braxton. I didn't know that this was Get Your Life David. When the fuck did this show become about him and what makes him comfortable? Every damn episode so far, everything has been centered around what makes this man comfortable, what he will allow, what he won't allow. For somebody who said that they don't even want to be on TV in the first fucking place, none of this makes any sense, and it's making me mad because it's not about you. It's not about you, sir. If you want your own TV show, you should have had a conversation with Tamar and said, you see how you invested what y'all do? We need a David and Tamar show. But no, you came on here to try to make it seem like you didn't really give a fuck about all of this TV fame when that's exactly what it is that you want. I was so disgusted that everybody, including Tamar, was bending to the will of what this nigga wanted. Fuck out of here. So Goldie, like the real bitch that she is, was like, I don't understand. Like, when she pretty much heard what was gonna happen, it's like, bruh, I am here to help Tamar. I'm not here to be sitting up in front of somebody that to sit up here in front of somebody else and have them question what the fuck it is that I do. Like, who is David that Goldie has to sit down and explain herself to him? You ain't nobody. You are a boyfriend, and at this point, you ain't even that. So who are you to sit up here and say she gotta sit in front of me and she gotta explain to me what it is that y'all doing? No, I don't. I ain't gotta explain nothing but nothing to the person that other than the person I'm working with. Now, if you have a problem with that, that's between you and Tamar. But don't try to bring me into it. If I was, oh man, I felt Goldie and I felt bad for her. Because I know damn well she ain't signing on for this. And I know damn well y'all ain't paying her enough to deal with all of this nonsense. Fuck out of here. So then Mona Scott comes through, and she's talking to Tamar. And, Tamar talks about how she had invited like her sisters to David's party, but nobody wanted to come. Probably for the right reason. I wouldn't want to come to that fuck nigga stuff either. And then, she also talks about, now this is the first time I ever heard her say this out loud. She was like, I got people doing all of this, that, and third. My mama out here running my business and she ain't even talked to me. Talking about when TMZ had caught Miss Evelyn in the airport that one time, and she said, all I want to tell Vince is to keep his hands to himself pretty much and don't touch my daughter. Like, that was like a big deal when that happened. And I can understand her feeling some type of way, like, so you really went on TMZ and told my whole fucking business like that? Like, you ain't even talking to me. You just went out there, you just told my whole business. And I did understand to a degree, some of the stuff that Tamar was saying, because even I've said it, like, I do feel like in this particular situation, her sister should probably try to be around a little bit more, just because it seems to me like Tamar has like some type of mental, I don't want to say mental illness, but I don't know if it's like a personality disorder. But there's clear that it's more than just, oh, she has an attitude or she got smart mouth. It's more than that. It's clear with this show that it's more than just that. However, what I do have written down here is that from what we've seen, what I'm trying to say, in regards to her sisters, it doesn't seem like she's not really taking any real accountability for her part in the breakdown of her relationship with her sisters. And it's been like that since the Braxtons have been on. Tamar has always failed to take accountability and see where it is that she's wrong in a situation. So even because I remember this episode, I don't watch Braxton Family Values a lot, but I do remember that episode that they flashed back to when she was sitting at the table with everybody at the dinner, and it was like, well, what are we supposed to say when people run up to her? She's like, mind your damn business. And she's like, I don't understand because I'm the one going through everything. And it's like, again, similar to like Kenya Moore. Girl, you have to remember that there's a point in time where you was shitting on everybody. You have to remember that. There was a point in time where you was saying fuck everybody in their marriage and giving everybody your ass to kiss when it came to your marriage. You have to be real about that. And I'm going to switch over to another reality show. Everybody's not going to be like the Real Housewives of Potomac. If y'all watch the Real Housewives of Potomac right now, y'all can see none of the girls is really going in on Ashley. All of them are just pretty much trying to be there for her and have her back. But if they all decided that they didn't want to, like if Robin decided, for instance, that she wanted to jump on that ass and be like, then it's understandable because Ashley has came for everybody's marriage on that show. Same thing for you, Tamar. You came for all of your sisters' marriages multiple fucking times while you was on that show. And outside of that, you in general have acted like a brat. And so I feel like there needs to be more accountability on her part, and I feel like if she's not really talking to a lot of the sisters, I'm pretty sure that's where a lot of it comes from, because what Mona Scott Young said is facts. Sometimes, now she was talking about Tamar cutting them off, but no, I feel like it's the opposite. Sometimes you do have to cut family off. You can love them to death, love them down, but if they're draining you, draining your energy, and it's nothing but negativity every time you're around them, I have cut off people that y'all don't even understand. I am queen of cutting somebody off, specifically family, because I do not do that oh, well, we're family, so we have to work it out. No, the fuck we don't. If you are not bringing anything positive into my life and it's always draining, stay the fuck over there. Stay the fuck over there. So again, I really do hope that everything could work out with her and her family. I really do. I know that her and Tony's cool. I know her and Trina's cool. I just hope that her and Tracy could work it out. Um, I do, but what I one thing that Tamar said that I agree with is, like, a lot of the stuff with the sisters, it really has been on TV, and that has complicated a lot of things. And I just feel like the healing that they need to go through don't need to be on TV. Like, it really don't. They got some real deep rooted shit that they need to fucking deal with. That stems all the way back to Mama Braxton. So that's all I got, y'all. I'm out. My leg has fell asleep. Bye. Ooh.